Welcome once again. We're back after a mini hiatus. Hello, Bagman. Hello, Sal. It is Wednesday, October 14th, 8:36 p.m., 5:36 Pacific.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Time guy.
Hey, you know what? You just got to welcome everybody. Let them know what the deal is. What is it? Today is, I always get this wrong. I always want to say big picture project for some reason, but it's Project Big Picture.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, name for whatever the hell the plan was. But yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today, and whatever other little bits we have tomorrow. We'll be going over the Premier League preview for this weekend coming up, and then just, you know, as always, remember to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and yeah, let's get into it. So take it away, Sal. I'm gonna step out for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, so Project Big Picture was brought to you by Rick Perry, who is the lead official of the EFL, former CEO of both the Premier League and Liverpool, just to put it out there. He basically proposed this, that 18-team Premier League, 25% of the Premier League annual revenue will go to the EFL clubs. 250 million would be paid upfront to the EFL, which means that all the lower clubs would get money. Basically, it was a bailout. From all that happened to COVID, this was a bailout. The League Cup and the Community Shield would be abolished. 3rd, 4th, and 5th place in the Championship would get in a playoff with the 16th place team in the Premier League. 17 and 18, of course, would be relegated and whatnot. Away tickets would be subsidized to 20 euros. No, 20 pounds. 20 pounds per person, and a return to safe standing. That means all hell breaks loose again in England.
So, what are your initial thoughts on the whole proposal?
To me, it looked great going forward. I mean, my what I didn't say here on this is that basically the top 6 teams would get control of the Premier League. So when we look at the top 6 teams, we look at Manchester United, and I'm going by titles here. I'm going Manchester United. I'm going Manchester United, Arsenal, the almighty Chelsea. And before I get into anything, let me just start bum alert, people. Bum alert. All right. I'm gonna sidetrack right now. This is my Kai Havertz section of the show. Of course, Germany played yesterday, 3-3 draw against Switzerland. Everybody says Kai Havertz played very well. No, he didn't. No. I mean, the man was a bum throughout this match. Let me tell you. Everyone says he made his passes correctly. He didn't. He didn't do jack squat. All right. He had one goal that got lucky because the defense was just poor for Switzerland. Other than that, I mean, bum alert. The guy's still a bum, and yeah, the almighty Chelsea. So where was I? United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, City, and Spurs. The top 6 would control the league, basically, along with 3 teams that have been there the longest. Southampton, which I'm still surprised they've been there for as long as they've been there.
Right.
West Ham, and Everton. So all 9 teams would get control of the Premier League. The bottom 3 teams would benefit because they would get injections of money, which leads them into buying better players. So we would basically see 9 Premier League teams who would always be there, and the other 9 would fluctuate. So you basically have MLS, if that's what you want to call it, happening over there.
Pretty much. It's a funny thing. You bring up the top 6 have control. I have here a tweet that says most top six finishes in English top flight history. I know we mean Premier League, which started in 1992, but it's kind of throwing a little bit of shade to Aston Villa because in top flight history, it's one Liverpool with 63, Arsenal with 60, Man United with 58, Aston Villa and Everton tied with 45, then Tottenham with 36, and then you have Almighty Chelsea at 35, and then Man City at 30. So it's kind of crap that they're just basing it off of, since 1992. And it's very hypocritical because you're throwing in Manchester City and Chelsea that have built their status that they have right now off of billionaire, millionaire, trillionaire money. You have Man City with the oil money. What is it? Chelsea with Russian money. So it's just like it makes no sense. It's a little bit, like I said, it's hypocritical, point blank. And Aston Villa deserves to have some say. And I believe that's why a lot of clubs in the Premier League were like, no, because at the end of the day, this proposal has been shut down. But we're still here to talk about it and the nonsense and the good things about it. I feel like there's more bad than there is good, though.
I agree with that too. I don't really see how many. I mean, I don't understand how it would be positive for the long run of the game. And it just kind of just goes to show like how much the influx of money has really ruined the game. Not to mention there's a few clubs that we've seen from 2019 to 2020 that don't even exist anymore. If you follow, English football, a lot of the lower tier clubs that have been around for over 100 years, or some of them, are falling by the wayside. And this, I think, if this were to be implemented, that would continue to happen. Maybe even at a higher standard, maybe even higher clubs wouldn't even be able to get on. I mean, I think you said they proposed only like a 16 team or was it 18 team league?
18 team.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that's already cutting two teams' legs off right there. And then like I get the positives behind, maybe abolishing the EFL Cup and a Community Shield, but then it goes to, again, it's like the EFL Cup is a great opportunity for lower level clubs to compete for a trophy. You know what I mean? To feel relevant. A lot of those fans live for that type of stuff, to have the opportunity to play a big club, and you're just taking that away. And it's unfortunate because, I hate to say this, but it just goes back to this American owner thing. I talk about the Glazers. Well, I'm wearing a bag obviously because of the Glazers mostly. You know what I'm saying? I got to do 45 fucking minutes with a bag on my head because my team is run like fucking old brothel with ugly broads. But that's neither here nor there. What I'm saying is that what the Glazers have done for United is they have boosted the commercial revenue of the club to a status that makes us, a worldwide name. Now, what I mean by that is not that they made us a worldwide name because the football spoke for itself, but the businessmen behind the club know how to push the commercial value and maximize it. Now, that's something that they've done. They've made the club, the club is commercially powerhouse across the world, like as I said. And that's the thing. It's like they've done that and they want to continue to milk the brand of Manchester United, not for the football, not for the fans, but for the money that it could bring in. And this is a thing that a lot of people in the UK, I mean, they do go in on America a lot, and I really don't like it. But a lot of their points as far as the ownership, I mean, you could kind of see it. I mean, and this proposal by Liverpool and Man United is just proof of that. That I think that the money that's influxed into the game, the TV rights, all that stuff is having a real negative influence on what makes the game what it is. I didn't grow up with the game like a lot of people. Some people here in the States, and some people, and most of the people, abroad. I didn't grow up with the game. I had to learn the game. Benzi is the one that pushed me to actually give the game a chance, and I thank him all the time for that because it's my favorite sport now. But I just think about these guys, all these people growing up in that country for decades and decades, you know what I'm saying, and the passion that they have for the sport and the way it's supposed to be played and run and the values, and that's all gone. You know, part of me coming over to the sport like that is the passion that I see with the fans. Not saying that American sports don't have the passion, it's just a different level abroad, overseas, Spain, England, Germany, all that stuff. You know what I mean? And that comes from, you know, believing in the impossible. Maybe a small club can take over and win silverware and things like that. It's not supposed to be these juggernaut billion-trillion-dollar clubs, you know, calling all the shots. And that's where we're leaning towards. I don't think this is the end of a topic like Project Big Picture or an idea like Project Big Picture. I think in the next couple of years, they're going to try to we may hear about that Super League again. I don't know if you guys remember the Super League that they were proposing with the top European teams. That's something that I think that they're going to continue to try to push. So for me, it's just concerning, bro, because, you know, it's not what the game's values are built on. I know I'm relatively new. I mean, I've watched about 16 years I've been into the sport now. I know I'm relatively new to it, but that's what I've picked up on. It just goes against the values of the game, and I just don't know where we go from here, to be honest. Sorry for rambling that long, but
no, you're good.
Yeah. So I don't know.
What are the positives that you pick out of it though? Because I have a couple, and I can only think of a couple.
I mean, not really. I mean, I guess the only positive, if I'm being selfish, is that my club would have control of a lot of things that are going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe there's more. It's more competitive in a sense. I don't really know. It's not. That's the thing. When I hear it, no positives immediately come to my head. You know what I mean? I have to search for them, but the negatives are instantly in the entire proposal.
Okay. What do you see out of it in a positive light, Sal? Like, do you have anything positive about it?
For me, it was the away tickets and away travel subsidized. That was the main thing. At 20 pounds an away ticket and your away travel being subsidized. So for the fans going to away games, and yeah, that's great. I mean, safe standing. I would love to see safe standing return. I think as much you know, shit happened in safe standing in the 80s, I think it's still what makes the game.
Yeah.
What is it? Isn't the yellow wall safe standing?
I believe so. Even Inter Miami has safe standing for the supporters clubs, so it's implemented here and there. But yeah, they made away with it due to, you know, the tragedy that happened over in England.
Yeah. Other than that, I can't see anything. I mean, the 250 million that is paid up front to the EFL clubs, right? So it's a quick reimbursement of money. It helps everyone out in the short term. But what's the long-term ramification of all of this at the end of the day? I mean, the top 6 plus the 3 that stay will have complete control of the league. They'll be the 9 clubs that we see always fighting, but we'll see the end of a Blackburn Rovers winning the title or of a Leicester winning the title. And that's what makes the sport so much fun, is that you have those 2 teams that should never have won when they won, but then they just broke the system and they won. And they won it beautifully. So we would lose out on that. And then, like Justin said, I mean, at the end of the day, money's going to talk, and you're going to see players being bought for even more money. And what does that leave the lower clubs at? I mean,
because going down through the list, the Premier League would be reduced from 20 to 18 clubs. That's cool and all. All it's really doing is taking 4 games out of the schedule for the teams. Okay, I don't see that big deal. The EFL Cup and the Community Shield will be scrapped. I guess you still have the FA Cup, you know, for those smaller teams. It is a bigger daunting task for them to even make it to the FA Cup final. So I understand why the EFL Cup is, you know, not frowned upon by the smaller clubs. The current 1 club, 1 vote abolished. I think that's messed up because, like you said, it at that point becomes a power grab with 6 out of 9 teams just having to say no. Like this, for example, Newcastle wanting to get bought out by a new management or whatever. 6 of those teams could just be like, no, all right, that's it. Like, and Newcastle stays where they're at, losing money or not being as competitive, whether, and then compared to now, if they wanted to do that, I don't even think they have to vote for that?
They do.
All right. Well, I think you have a better chance. You got 14 of the clubs, and then those 14 clubs are like, you know what? I can't, like, they're probably going to be like, I can't say no, because when it comes turn, if my club needs that, then I'm going to get no too. And then we're all in the same boat still. So there's no growth. Let's see. Like I said, it's hypocritical that they're giving power to Chelsea and Man City. That's super unfair. And then Aston Villa isn't even talked about. You got Southampton. Like, I really can't talk bad about Southampton. Like, if they're able to be in that top 9 consideration, they've done something right. And then the 250 million pound payment upfront to the EFL clubs, is that just what? That's considered League 1 and 2?
Yeah.
And the Championship, or how does it go?
It's considered for League 1 and League 2. The Championship would get a bigger reimbursement. So the Championship would get, since not many of the clubs in the Championship are facing, except for Wigan. Was it Wigan? Yeah, except for Wigan, which had the whole Chinese ownership debacle. That's something else. But the Championship would get its own influx. But you're talking about the EFL clubs, which are suffering big time. And let's put Portsmouth in there, which is a big club. Essentially, it was a big club, and they're down there in one of the League 1s or League 2s. I forget which one. But I mean, a club like that has history, it's just not fair for them. And you bring up Villa. I mean, the other one we should bring up is Leeds. I mean, Leeds for a long time should have been considered really a top 6 team before a Chelsea or a Manchester City. So you're getting screwed out by someone. Yeah.
I understand the importance that it is the 250 for teams in those leagues, and that the pandemic that has hit has made it even harder, and some of them are basically just hanging on by a thread. Although I think it's a great idea, I don't understand how 250 split between all those clubs might even help some of them.
You know, disrespectful, to be honest.
It's kind of just like, we'll give you a little something if you just let us have all the power.
Right.
It's messed up.
You guys just lay down. We'll let you down.
Like, here's a little bit of money. You still might struggle after this, but it'll somehow maybe figure itself out. I'm on the side that, if I understand there's a lot of history, but if your club is hanging on by a thread, you did something wrong. I don't think you deserve the buyout or whatever, the payout or whatever this is. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I guess maybe I'm not empathetic in that sense, but like I said, you're splitting 250 between all those clubs. Is it really going to help some of those clubs that are still hurting? No, they still might be in that financial crisis. And then what are they doing after that? Just, letting go of players, signing players for the little bit of money that they can. And then that's another thing. Isn't there like a wage cap?
Mm-hmm.
There's a wage cap. How does that help, teams that want big names and try to, make it up the ranks? So you're still somewhat screwed, regardless of the upfront payment. The 25% of Premier League annual revenue will go to EFL clubs. Then again, 25%, how much really is that to every club? And then that's the thing, you got to hope that your club makes it to the end of the season. I don't know. It's just, it sounds good. And I'm sure a lot of those EFL clubs are like, yes, please accept this because we're in dire need of this money. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. And then the top 6 is just going to be, the top 6 Premier League.
Right.
And everybody else at this point.
Which is what they want. Which is what they want, to be honest. So.
But why? How is that like good for us, the viewer?
It's not about the viewer. It's about the money.
Mm-hmm. Remember the TV rights are coming up also in another year, and that's going to be big money for the top six. Really, I mean, they're the one who are going to benefit the most from that.
That's another.
It's not going to be a competitive league, so who's going to want to watch that? It's like a 6 Monstar teams versus Looney Tunes without freaking Michael Jordan. It's pointless at that point. Like,
I mean, yeah, it got voted down, but I'm looking here. Those teams that are in League One and League Two that are in bankruptcy are each receiving $50 million in grants and interest-free loans, which to me sounds a better idea for them at that point. See if they can save off some kind of freaking.
That's better than just handing them money, because then again they're back to that position where you got loaned this money. Now you better make something happen financially and recover, plus give us our money back. Because if not, you already were given that chance. If you didn't make it, you did something wrong. Like I said, like, I'm sorry, but it just, you weren't able to,
and just to go off for a second before I forget, we got a new subscriber to the show, my boy JB. I see you, man. Thanks for showing the boy some love. Bleep bird bleep. You know the vibes, man. But yeah, man, it's a greed play. I mean, it's just like the that proposed thing with the, what is it, $14.95 for that pay-per-view, that they're doing. But look who they're putting up first. It's Newcastle versus Man United, one of the biggest fan bases in the entire world. You know, a good percentage is gonna pay. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about bread.
Yeah, and that's historically a good match. And then you're gonna make us pay out of pocket when we could just have it already on our subscription plan or our cable subscription plan. I'm telling you, man, it's getting out of control. I believe Wenger said something about it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He did. I don't know what he said. He's been saying so much stuff in the past few weeks. I'm like, dude, I can't keep up with this man anymore. I thought you retired, bro.
I think I have it somewhere here. I don't know if you guys could just find something.
Appreciate it. We're trying to come up. Hopefully next time you tune in, I won't have a freaking bag on my head, bro. But,
yes, hopefully so. We'll see you this weekend coming up.
Life is life, so I don't know.
I know he said something. I think he said something about it in the long run, like how is it gonna really help? The fact that these clubs are making backdoor deals is kind of untrustworthy, and especially is frowned upon, upon the other clubs in the EPL that they're not in this transaction. They're just basically being left out, in secret, and then they're just, they're expecting to just have all these clubs just basically bow down. So I don't know, man. $20 away game, subsidize all that. That's great. The thing is, they got to figure out how to do these things without looking shady. Because you're right. I mentioned something about how is the game going to be entertaining for us. It really is. The more I think about it, as I'm looking off into nowhere here, it really does come down to the money, because you're doing this £20 away games, but you're only doing it if you're able to get what you want. Like, there's no thought really about the fan. It's only the fan gets this, and these little mini clubs get this if we're allowed to do such and such and such. And
so Wenger said about this that the problems are much deeper, and the 250 bailout will not save anyone at the end of the day. It'll be Liverpool and Manchester United who will reap the rewards.
Yeah. And not only that, Manchester City and Chelsea, they're already reaping. Man City got, the little pat on the hand for all the billions of dollars that they're wasting on players. And,
and then spent like another $100 million.
they didn't get kicked out of the Champions League or suspended for 2 years, like supposedly was the idea. It just, I don't know. So yeah.
Oh, so here we go. Here's another part of it. 100 million euros immediate payment to the FA to cover lost revenue and to develop non-league women's and grassroots football.
But don't they already have
in there to kind of like, hey, we're not leaving everybody out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
But structure is that though? What structure do they have to that $100 million? Oh yeah, we're gonna do this because it's gonna help develop what? How? With what? I don't know.
Exactly. They never put that out. They just are like, here, we're gonna give this money to women's football, to grassroots football. We're doing our part, guys. So sign up for the picture.
It just came to my attention. You brought up what was it, $50 million in grants?
Yeah.
All right. So as you both know, because I've sent you guys like tweets and stuff, the hashtag United that I followed, they're also on YouTube. They were just a YouTube channel and started a football team, and they play in the lower league pyramids. It's like basically amateur soccer, and you basically are literally clawing every inch to basically get into the EFL championship, all that stuff. And they were mentioning in one of the videos that even those clubs are suffering from this pandemic because they're kind of like just looked at as like the stepchild. So when this whole pandemic happened, they were finding little leeways to keep the Premier League going, the championship going, all that stuff. Where all those leagues, they're just like, no, just null and void. Like, you're done playing. We're not gonna even try to figure out a schedule for you guys. When you guys are able to start playing again, then you guys just start a new season. And they were bringing up the fact that some of those teams are getting the $50 million of grants, not 50 million, but part of that money. So it makes you wonder, like, it's going down that deep. So that's how much they have to spread this little bit of money. I don't think it's gonna help anything. And like Wenger said, it's a short-term solution for a very, very deep and big problem.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. They're saying grass league or grassroots soccer. Most clubs in England have academies and all that stuff. So I don't understand.
Talking like, all right, 100 million, you guys figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the big six academies will still be the ones benefiting everything. They'll have the most influx going into them. So what's the point, really? I mean, they're just like, here, guys, fight over this money. It's like throwing a bunch of chickens in a pan, putting one plate of food, and seeing what happens.
That sounds like a horrible mess, to be completely honest. Well, is there anything else you guys can think of on this subject while we're at it?
No, not really, man. I think we really dove into that one.
Yeah, we kind of broke it down. So basically, I guess overall, it's just a big money grab / power grab from the top 6 teams. But wait, so do you feel like, as a Man United fan, do you feel somewhat shady though? Or is this something that you're like, oh, I could have seen this happening or seen this coming?
Do I feel somewhat shady? Hell no. Fuck the Glazers, man. I don't associate with those dudes. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that they were clubs, but
that's what I'm saying.
Because I don't support them.
Okay.
I hate that it's my club that's, you know what I'm saying, at the spearhead of it, but I don't feel shady at all because the own fan base hates them. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we're not complicit in it. We're not surprised that they would try to do something like this.
Basically that's what I was coming up to. Like, you're basically like, I could have seen this coming. Like,
exactly. Like, it's not surprising.
That shitty type of person. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and just the fact that they put, they actually got together with Liverpool. that
tells you all you need to know, bro. All you need to know right there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. There also was in the I guess the international break, the news. I don't know if you guys heard about it, but Cristiano Ronaldo will be going to court.
Oh, I thought you were talking about COVID.
Oh, COVID. Yeah, I thought we were talking about like.
Oh well, yeah, he got COVID, but okay. Well, quick on the COVID thing, because my interpretation is he looked like he just said that he got COVID so he could just take a day off, because he posted a picture standing next to his TV with a big ass smile. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm supporting from home. It's like, boy, you look like nothing ever even happened to you. Like,
I mean, you never know. He might not have had no symptoms though.
oh yeah, I'm sure he probably could be asymptomatic, but
Yeah.
it's just funny. Like, he's like,
Yeah.
I support from home, and he's just chilling. Other people are, like when you hear a player like, oh, player tested positive for COVID, like you don't really see anything some of the times, So it was just funny. Oh yeah, but he, that case that was going on where he was supposedly, or he wasn't supposedly, but he was charged for,
The Las Vegas case.
yeah, the Las Vegas sexual assault
Alleged.
or whatever.
Alleged,
Yeah.
Allegedly.
But yeah, he's going to court for that. Does that feel like a money grab situation?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna tread lightly on that subject, but
I'm just saying though, because what was it, like a half a year to a year ago, he was basically, scotch free.
yeah, I mean, I thought that he was done with that whole dealing with that
Exactly.
whole idea. So it's
Yeah.
interesting. It's interesting. I mean, this could be a play out of money grab, but then again, I don't know all the facts. So
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, what your thoughts were, because it just seems odd that from one day he's good to go, and
right.
he's
I
going
mean,
to court, or he has to show up in court, and
yeah, I'm less concerned about it as I was when it first happened. I mean,
I would agree.
you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We gotta see how it plays out, man. I don't know.
Yeah. And then, okay, I didn't click the tab. And then in Spanish football, so uno momento, por favor. So yeah, in Spanish football, a player by the name of Sergi Enrich, I'm going to say it in English, and Antonio Luna were facing 5 years of arrest for, I guess, basically what Valbuena did, the whole sex tape
Again? Something
kind
like
of
this?
deal. But yeah, the plea was pushed down to 2 years, which for some reason means that they're not going to face jail time. So I don't know how you go from 5 years prison to 2 years prison, but don't face no prison time. It must be like a loophole for football players in Europe or something.
Some mob lawyers, bro.
Yeah.
The whole tax evasion thing.
Some mob lawyers are on the job out there, boy.
Yeah. But I just think this whole thing is like, well, the reason they were even charged is because the idiots recorded it on phones, like I would say back in 2016, I think it said, like 4 years ago. And I don't know. Okay, this might sound super bad, but whatever. I'm gonna shoot.
I'm so glad I have a dog on my head. That's all I know.
Hold up, let me grab a mask.
So yeah, basically they wanted the video to go viral. So I think women do this too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might send her an illicit picture and she might be like, oh, look at this guy, you know what I'm saying? It shows her homegirls or whatever. And we sometimes do the same thing, depending on how we feel about that sort of person. But I feel like it's kind of dumb, like, especially when you're in the position that you are as playing out there for a big club in Europe, and then you're forcing, well, I guess they didn't force her, but they put the video out there without her consent. So that's what they basically got wrote for. I guess it's somewhat similar to the whole Kim Kardashian, but I guess she did it herself. So I guess that's kind of out of the picture there. But yeah, like, why do you feel like or why do players feel like they could just do whatever they want? Like, what do you think it is that makes them think like, oh yeah, this would be straight. Like me and my boy did this, and let's just throw it out there, kind of deal.
I never
Because you already saw what happened with Valbuena, and then so wouldn't you think you'd take a different way of
I don't understand what these players like, and it's like they have so many examples to learn from over the years. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you're rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're like, you're not even that you're rich, you're famous, you're an athlete. You know what I'm saying? These normal people rules don't apply to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how hard is that for you to understand, bro? Like, yo, I get it, man. You're in a relationship, you want to record some freak stuff. That's fine, bro. But like, what are you trying to get at? Like, what clout do you need to post it? You know what I'm saying? To make it go viral. Like, what do you know what I'm saying? This isn't high school or anything like that. And a lot of these dudes, they get this fame and they just want to be petulant children and be like, hey, nothing's gonna happen to me. And it's always the same every time. Like, bro, you just saw your boy get jammed up. You know what I'm saying? Valbuena is a perfect example. How long did that thing go on? Like 4 years where in
some effect, it's still kind of going.
Exactly. Benzema's still paying for it right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's just ridiculous. Like, bro, these guys got to think, man. I don't get it. Like, you guys are like in a position where it doesn't even have to come out. You could just do, I don't know. It's just weird, bro. Like why, what makes, like, I don't understand that. Like, why? I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah. How did that work out with the whole Greenwood and Phil Foden? Was that the girls on their part that leaked it out, or?
Yeah, I believe it was.
Yeah, it was the women.
That a girl posted of them in the room or whatnot, and
Okay.
Yeah, it was a whole story that they posted and stuff. I think I sent y'all the video when Foden and Greenwood.
Yeah, they're talking to the broad.
Yeah, and then Foden's like, "Oh, what are you gonna come over here for?" And Greenwood's like, "What do you think, mate?"
So like, but you see, like in that sense, I feel like, I don't know, if it wasn't for COVID, it probably wouldn't be that big a deal, right? It probably wouldn't even have been heard about. It'd probably just be like a little meme picture just posted on Twitter here and there.
Man, we would be joking about it because they didn't break the law. They didn't do anything, you know what I'm saying? Unlawful. Oh, you guys had somebody in your room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not like these idiots that basically got the images and then just threw them out for the internet, like, oh, look what we did, kind of deal.
Yeah, like, what are you talking about? What do you need? Oh my God, bro. Some people don't know.
If they want to do it that bad, they can just hire a porn star and just film the shit. I don't know why it's like, I mean, why not think? I mean, Lisa Ann, shout out to Lisa Ann,
Going off on tangents, folks.
We're learning Sal's deep dark secrets on FieldTalk.
I'll leave it at that. But she's gone on record and saying, she spent time with athletes. Let her,
she is known. She is known for that, and I believe she talked about it on she has a podcast, I think, right?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, so there's that. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to get your guys' idea on that one because I read that and I was just like, man, some people just don't know how to act, and like, come on now. But yeah, it is what it is. Do you guys have anything left on the table, or are we good and we will reconvene tomorrow for Premier League?
Yeah, I did have some stuff, but I want to save it for Premier League stuff because it's more relevant to that.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so you basically leave it for tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Well, do you want to do the honors?
Oh yeah. Are we good to go? Are we good?
All right. What do we exactly mean by are we good?
Like, what I'm saying, I just want to make sure that when I'm dribbling on the fast break and I cross up a dude and I throw that alley to Sal, I don't want any goaltending or, stoppage time. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to make sure that we got all that stuff because the outro is supposed to be the outro.
So, we need this to be like a Goran Dragic, Bam Adebayo, like boom, 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 like that.
All right,
like,
wait.
Boom,
so basically, what you're saying goes from you to Sal, and then I hit the key, right?
Well, no, yes, that of course, but then you're also the jefe, so you should say any last things that you want to say before you pass me the inbound ball, and then I go down the court.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys for watching. Uh, oh, I'm so out of it right now. Hey, Josh, thank you for being here. We
Yes,
appreciate it,
baby.
the support and everything. So for those of you that watched this after we recorded, enjoy the rest of your day, your afternoon, evening, whatever it may be. I'll see you on the next one, and I'll pass it over to Jess.
Oh, on the inbounds, ladies and gentlemen, like the boss said, thank you so much for supporting us all this time. We're in over a year now. 2020 has been rough, but we're still coming at y'all with the content. If you want to check us out on our personal Twitter channels, follow at FieldTalk_Benzie, at SalTalkSoccer, at FieldTalkJust_. Follow our Twitter page at FieldTalkPod, and we also are on Instagram at FieldTalk_. You guys know the vibes. Peace.
Ciao, people.